It all happened on a warm summer's night. Love was in the air, and no one cared to give a care. I looked straight into her bright brown eyes, and although my stare was wordless, it spoke more than I ever could. We sat there on the front porch and held hands under the dark, starry night. I looked around at the serene lawn, only lit by the moon, and my gaze fell upon the old truck with the gaping hole in the side door. Now, as you may remember, this was the guy... Oh, wait. I forgot you weren't there for that. You see, it was a normal day at the races. Adrenaline was in the air, and no one cared to give a care. Everyone was excited for the upcoming contest, for it was a special event. Everybody in that stadium would have let their mom die to see horses go head-to-head with vehicles. It wasn't just the audience that was excited. The jockeys and drivers were in it too. The reigning horse champion, Johnny, had a lot riding on this race. You see, Johnny had a couple screws loose. Ever since he was a young boy, Johnny smelled smoke in the air, and no one cared to give a care. Young John's father had a horrible mouth to match his temper. However, this wasn't necessarily John's pa's fault. Pa had a stressful life, a stressful job, and a stressful wife.
Blah, blah,
Most of his
blah.
frustration was released in his passion of gardening. The plants always grew, green and tall, as if to make their master proud of them. They were always satisfied with their lives. The roots sat comfortably in the rich soil, and they felt they had purpose. Being taken to market to be sold was always the ultimate test. They made sure they looked the best they could, and being bought by anyone was the ultimate honor. The man looked thoroughly at the selection of crops. He was a rigid-looking man, quiet, mysterious. He examined the stems for flexibility and durability. He finally made a choice that satisfied him, then quickly retreated back to his car. He took a seat at the wheel, started the engine, and began to drive. He constantly checked his mirror, paranoid to the thought that someone was following him. He tried to concentrate on the road, wishing the lump in the backseat would stop squirming and trying to scream. Suddenly, his cell phone began to ring. "Hello?" he answered. Yes, I've picked up your new toy, Ryan." "Oh, boy!" Ryan happily exclaimed. "Thank you so much." Ryan had always wanted a RoboBuddy 3000 ever since it was announced. He tried to save up enough cash for a while now. However, he was never able to make the funds. He was in luck. Fortunately, it was his birthday. Ryan's brother, Steven, never liked having the spotlight taken off him. When RoboBuddy finally arrived, Steven snatched it before Ryan could set his hands on it. Steven activated the dancing button, and the robot sprang to life. It said,
Let's get nutty.